Hey, what's up, Earth? It's Spaceman Matt, here to talk about the Orville Season 2 Episode 12, Sanctuary, which was another solid episode, this time directed by Star Trek Next Generation alum Jonathan Frakes. It's interesting to note that it did have some similarities to the movie Star Trek Insurrection, which I think Frakes also directed. And it even had F. Murray Abraham, this time in only a supporting role. In the Insurrection, he was like the big bad of the movie. I actually enjoyed this episode a lot more than I did Star Trek Insurrection. Also guest starring in this episode, it was Marina Sirtis, who was Counselor Troy in Star Trek Next Generation. Here she plays a cameo role as a nursery school teacher. But it's always good to see a familiar Star Trek face on the Orville. This is another episode revolving around the Moclans, which have been developed quite a bit this season. The Orville is going to Moclans for a weapons upgrade to be prepared for potential future threats from the now hostile Kalons. They're asked to transport 2 Moclan scientists on the way back. I forget how this plays out, but the 2 scientists are to rendezvous with another vessel, and they have a strange artifact with them, and that's causing a power drain on the Orville. It turns out that the artifact is actually a stasis chamber carrying a Moclan girl baby, which are illegal on Moclans and must have a gender reassignment surgery to be turned into a boy. The parents don't want the baby's gender reassigned and instead want to take her to a secret sanctuary planet filled with female Moclans. When the male Moclans get wind of this, they want to attack the female sanctuary. The Orville intervenes and a diplomatic quandary ensues. The male Moclans want to eliminate the sanctuary and bring it under Moclan's control. The female Moclans, with the help of the crew of the Orville and the 9 to 5 song sung by Dolly Parton, want the Planetary Union to recognize the sanctuary world as a separate entity. There's a skirmish between the Orville and the Moclan ship, as well as on the surface of the sanctuary planet, to the tune of the 9 to 5 song, which also helped provide Davina, the leader of the Moclan women, some inspiration for her speech to the Planetary Union Council. Great attention to detail was paid to have all the Union races seen in previous episodes represented at the meeting. The male Moclans threaten to withdraw from the Union if the Union decides to recognize the planet. It is of tactical importance that Moclan stays in the Union in order to keep vigilant against the potential Kalon threat. In the end, a compromise is reached where Moclan agrees to leave the sanctuary planet alone if the female baby smuggling to the planet is permanently halted. Overall, another strong episode from the Orville. I'm not a huge fan of the Moclans, but I think that they did a good job. Well, the writers and the producers did a good job with the overall story development, and it looks like this is a story arc that will carry over to the yet-to-be-announced 3rd season. Not only did this episode remind me of Star Trek Insurrection a bit, the Moclan gender dynamic reminds me of the 1980s anime series Robotech, where the Zendtradi were an all-male species designed for war by other alien overlords. Problems ensue when the Zendtradi when they encounter the females from their species, and a real battle of the sexes ensues. I also wonder how the Moclans came to be an all-male species. It looks like genetic engineering as well. They seem to be a warrior race with a penchant for making weapons. Could this be a coincidence with the Robotech series? I wonder. Anyway, well, that's all I have to say about this episode. Again, overall pretty good. The Orville was pretty strong. I had a lot of strong episodes this season, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.
Subscribe to Spaceman Matt's Sci-Fi vlog today. The fate of the world depends on it, I guess.